Hi everyone, Esther here from Esther-Astro-Healing. I really appreciate for your time tuning into my channel. Um, Today I want us to have a quick conversation about upcoming full moon. As you know, I do not do often videos and neither for full moon, but this particular full moon, it's very, very important. And I believe it's really important as well for you to observe the sky so you will understand and connect to what I'm going to explain to you. What's really full moon? Full moon, we always after the new moon, 2 weeks after, we always accept full moon. Full moon, it's extremely important for the earth. It's by ancients even used to compare full moon to as a woman, it's like earth has a womb, and as a woman every month have a period, menstrual period. Same thing actually with the earth. So ancients in quite a few places they compare to what woman going through earth needs to go through as well. And interesting enough, according to Kabbalists, earth and the place where the men dimension we live, the earth belongs to Malchut, and Malchut is the feminine energy of creator. Now, this full moon, usually any full moon, people early age, like kids, teenagers, elderly people, and people who have very important stars and planets in water signs, they feel full moon much more deep and literally at least 7 days before full moon really start his full the phase before he's gonna again to go to the stage of the new moon. So a lot of people feel it, and really the full moon energy is starting really entering tomorrow night in full force. And you can see in the screen, I put in April 26th. And what's really interesting is happening here. Actually, in some sidereal system, just want to remind you, I do not use Western astrology, so the only system I use is direct sky system, sidereal system, Babylonian system. So therefore, we're observing right now directly what's happening in the sky. And in Western astrology, I just want to remind you, it's Western astrology based on seasons. Therefore, they have a little bit different calculation. But sidereal astrology, it's really directly what's happening right now in the sky. So let's observe right now what's happened, where the full moon is actually entering. So the full moon is going to be really in full force 26 night, 27, and until 28 in the morning. So I'm going to talk about 28 and 29 as well. It's really important the other 2 days right away after the full moon complete his phases. So what's really interesting, you can see the 26th at night, which is it's going to be around 11:30 a.m. in Toronto Eastern Time. The full moon going to be in star very very closer with star SPICA. And those of you know, star SPICA really belongs to one of the last stars of astrological sign of Virgo, and it's the most brightest star of the zodiac sign of Virgo. And Spica belongs to really it represents prosperity, it represents success. So this full moon is really interesting. It's almost telling us how much we need to really push ourselves, because don't forget Libras, one of the traits of Libra, they peacemaker, they mediator, but many times they neglect themselves. They don't really choosing to take care of themselves first, and sometimes it's really not serving you for the best. And as well, Libra energy not always know how to confront. They rather to be quiet but not to create any confrontation. And remember what other sign we have in opposition with the Libra? Aries. So who else going to feel this full moon? Definitely sign of Aries as well. But sign of Aries will need to see this full moon from completely different, almost like a mirror reflection. If for Libra sign, if you have a Libra moon, especially Libra moon or Libra rising or even Libra sun or Libra Venus in Libra, which is in her own house, if you have any of those important planets in the sign of Libra, you're going to really feel this full moon. And what's happened for you guys, you need to know to use this full moon to know how to confront. but definitely, you need to master the confrontation as well. But it's important because you Libras usually you don't like. It's not your, something the tools you really you came actually to overcome this tikkun, to really to work on this correction, to know how really while you mediate between people, how you're trying to balance between people and to make everyone happy. End of the day, you want to really ask yourself, are you happy? What really you want, not really just all other ones right now. So not to lose your identity. So this is full moon going to really remind you, Libras, what is really how it's important to connect to yourself. For Aries opposite, they need to learn how to not to confront right away, how to pause, how to wait, how to learn from Libra, the peacemaker communication, right? So there's a reason why those two signs really facing each other. They really came to learn from each other, a lot of different qualities. So this full moon gonna push it really in more full extent. So the water signs always feel any full moon, especially Cancerian, because the Cancer is the natural placement for moon, and definitely Pisces and Scorpio, and all three signs in different ways, really because they represent really different level of sensitivity and different, different level of the way how they pursue other people pain, and how they're really sensitive towards others, and more sometimes more sensitive towards themselves than toward other people as well, right? It's another way to look at it. So let's move to 27. I want to show you something else. So 27, we can see moon right away jump to 22nd degree, and another very interesting, and here it's right in 22nd degree. It's another very important start, Menkares. And this star connect to another way to have a good business, to success in business, success in understanding more in depth how to get from certain complicated situations. Suddenly you're going to have answers. Suddenly you will understand things in much deeper, in more sustained level, and it's going to really help you. I do believe this next 2 days, tomorrow night and day after, extremely good days for wealth, to make certain decisions, to really understand things which is was holding you. So I really recommend to all of us to be more open. Anything connect to communication, to one-on-one relationship, and actually really, really important if you're working or you're working on some projects, or you waiting to take yourself for the next level. These next days, I would definitely use for as opportunity. So we're talking about 26 and 27, right? Now, what's happened on 28 and 29? Things changing like dramatically. And what I mean by that, Moon is going to be starting in Scorpio. And it's not just starting Scorpio, it's getting really closer to Ketu, south node of Moon, right? And what is the Ketu in Scorpio? It's going to be 28 and 29. If you follow me for a while, if you one of my students or clients, I never dramatize things. I always say, it's everything in our hands. We're very, very powerful. We can prevent things by knowing the certain day how to behave, and how to maybe to be more low profile and stay in certain situation, not to push yourself too much. So I have to tell you, 28 and 29, this is the days where we need to stay super quiet, because a lot of people are going to be feel very intense. It's a very intense energy. And especially it's going to get to Antares, which is, you're familiar with Antares. It's a very strong, strong energetical force. So we're going to have a south node Ketu in Antares, and we're going to have a moon which is crossing, and look what's happened on 29. I was waiting to show you. So moon for the 28 and 29 is going to have a full dance with Ketu. And remember, Ketu, it's hidden information. It's something that really, pushing us to go to places where it's going to be hard to restrict. And again, especially when it's connect to anger and chaos. And so I really recommend for you guys really, really restrict on upcoming 20, 29. So we have 26 and 27, very positive day for one-on-one relationship, for make decisions, business decisions, some creativity. It's big success if you're going to make some decisions and make conclusion that day. It's going to be really good seed level because of the start of SPICA, and in general the second as well start we have there, which is really helping us to Menken, and it's amazing star as well. It's connect to business success and anything connect to the sustenance, money, wealth. But right away on 28 and 29, this is going to be very fiery days. You almost gonna feel certain things. Sometimes it's easy for you to restrict. It's gonna be really gonna be in front of your face. You will have a desire to speak up. You'll have a desire to say what you know on your mind. But again, just make sure it will go through the filter and through the restrictions. And you always ask yourself, is I'm here right now just to make my point to be right, or I'm here really to create peace. I represent right now the overall situation for every party, or I'm right now representing just my desire, what I really want, how I see things. So this is the really, really important days for us to restrict. It's going to be harder to restrict, but maybe for some of us not. If you really work on you spiritually, if you constantly practice, when such a days comes, you're just going to recognize a little bit more. And opposite, we should in a way wait for days like this, because this is the days where we really can see how much we really accomplish everything what we study, or when we have nice conversation with our friends and with the community members. But when comes the moment when the hardest, when really this moment when you need to really face yourself, your own, so to say, demons, this is the moment when really we need to put in full force our knowledge to open our heart. Very important. So those days is going to be really opportunity. So again, we're talking about the 4 days, which is represent totally different energy, but it's good for us because it's going to push us, to prepare what's going to happen next in May. I'm preparing right now another video about upcoming events in May, because really in a few days we're going to have a Pluto going to start his dance in retrograde, and it's going to be very interesting. And we're going to talk about Pluto and about the new moon as well upcoming, about what's happened right now with Mars, and what's happened with Mars, and what's happened with the North Node, and how they exchange with the science and as well with the planets right now together, because we have Mercury there as well. So there's not a dance. So it's a lot going on in the sky right now. So enjoy the next 2 days. They're going to give you a lot of encouragement, a lot of good energy, and you're even going to have outcome from this day, financial, if you will know how to use these 2 days. Don't waste this opportunity. But again, the 28 and 29, if possible for you to stay even home, to work from home. Don't do any heavy job. Don't even exercise too much. This is really days where it's good to really stay low profile, to speak less, and to do so to say, the thoughts in words detox days. This is really excellent, because if you're going to show cosmos, then you understand the energetical force, then you in tune with cosmos, you're really in tune with what's happened with the stars and how you connected. It's going to be easy, more easy and easy for you for upcoming events, because you will understand more and more how energetical force work and why those days given to us in order for us to practice creator within us. I want to wish all of us many, many blessings, and to each moment, no matter what's happened, always to be in control of our thoughts, and always to be prepared to open the heart, especially when it's the hardest. And this is when real blessing coming from. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.